All right. Music is playing.
It's playing. Oh my, look at us. All white, everything.
All white. We're like angels.
You know what I realized? Okay, so I realized that I don't watch any of the pods back because I hate my voice and I hate looking at myself.
Okay.
So just a Jimmy thing. But sometimes we'll post clips and I'll see those clips.
Yeah.
I realized that because so many people rode me about my not talking into the mic.
Now you can't get away from it.
I've created horrible posture for myself. And people actually think that you're taller than me because I'm down here in the mic, right?
Well, I think it is confirmed that I am taller than you.
That is not true. So I've created bad posture and I'm always hunched over. I look like the Hunchback of Notre Dame or Shrek or something. So I need to be better. Maybe I need to hold it up here.
I've had the hiccups the entire day today. How can I remedy the hiccups?
Upside down on your head, drink water.
So I was holding my breath for as long as I could multiple times. I felt like that helped for 20 or 30 minutes, but then they came right back.
Why don't you just take some Tums?
That doesn't help.
Doesn't it? Doesn't it just air in your...
I don't know. But I've had hiccups all day today.
You heard about the people that have had it forever? It never goes away?
Yeah, but I have read that, but it's not constantly throughout every hour.
I know, but what if it happens to you?
I know it could. I'm afraid of that.
Do you ever get nervous about those things? Do you just for
They
example,
keep me up at nighttime, to be honest, yes.
So my ribs are still jacked.
They are not.
No, it's awful.
Can you raise your hand?
I can, but I can feel it. It's horrible. Okay, I'll just say this is top 5. Kidney stone was number 1 pain I've ever experienced. This might be close, and don't ever Pete Rose on a slip and slide. But I do catch myself being well, what if it's something else? What if I punctured a lung or something? What if I, what if it's just out of place? And so, I don't know. I think you worry yourself. Overthinkers.
All right, enough with the chit chat. Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of King of the Court. We are your hosts, dressed in white. This was not planned.
It's our wedding.
It's what?
What is that shirt?
Do you like it? It's kind of classy.
It felt like it's kind of high class.
It's kind of European-ish.
Did you get it in Italy?
I took it with me to Italy, but I did not even wear it when I was in Italy.
It would have fit in if you would have worn it in Italy.
You might not be able to see this on the picture, but there's some texture to it.
Yeah, it looks like my grandma's drapes.
Exactly.
Actually, it looks like the ones in a hotel. A nice hotel, though. A high-quality hotel. JW.
Grand America.
Grand America's great.
Okay, thank you to the title sponsor of this show, the Pickklr. We love the Pickklr. They are the number 1 pickleball facility in the entire world.
In the world, Tyler. They're going to Tokyo.
They will have...
Shout out Kenton.
Within 1 to 2 weeks, 47 clubs, facilities that are open and operating. So, pretty sweet. They also have some summer camps for the youth. Registrations for that are now open.
Yeah, so they're going to they've already started, but they actually have the second half of the junior summer camps. $175 if you're a member, which is an absolute steal of a deal.
The kids need to do something in the summertime.
Get your kids outside. Get them touching grass. Yep. Absolutely. There's still time, so sign them up, register. You could actually register your kid for 1 week or all 4 weeks, whatever fits your schedule.
Okay.
So if you're hey, I want to sign up, but we're going to be out of town this week, then you don't need to sign up for that week. It's also, here's the thing that I love, okay? We have this problem in America, Tyler, with overcrowding in our schools.
Okay.
And we have too many kids to one teacher.
Are you Republican or Democrat?
I'm not. I'm just saying that there's a lot of students per teacher.
Okay.
Guess what the camper to instructor ratio is at the Picklr camps?
Tell us.
6 to 1.
Wow, I was going to say 8 to 1.
6 to 1 is incredible.
Yeah.
Right? So your kid will get one-on-one instruction from
6 to 1.
6 to 1, but what I'm saying is they will get the attention that they need and deserve it. And in Utah, honestly, let's be real, they're not getting 6 to 1 with mom and dad. Most of these big Mormon families, probably 8 to 1 or 9 to 1, right? So they will get 6 to 1 instructor to camper ratio. It's a lot of fun. So fill up, head to your local Picklr, or there's a link, thepicklr.com/summer camp.
Awesome.
All right, check it out. And we can post the link as well.
Jimmy.
Tyler.
53 days until Picklecon.
Dude, Picklecon I'm excited about Picklecon.
Kansas City, Missouri. Go check them out. They have everything there: vendors, play, activities.
82. There's a 400,000 square foot convention center. 400,000. You realize how big that is?
Yeah, I was there last year.
You can literally drive a car through it.
Yep. Yeah, so they'll have 75 to 100 courts, and as we talked about last time, it's a really cool event. They have so many different activities going on. Last year was the very first year they attempted it, and I think they figured a lot of things out. And so for this next year, plan on it being even bigger and better than years.
August
last year.
7th through 10th.
Yep.
Kansas City, Missouri. Couple things I'm super pumped about. There's a massive amateur tournament. Puppy yoga.
Downward dog.
I'm absolutely fired up for some downward dog puppy yoga. Glow in the dark pickle. Have you ever played glow in the dark pickle?
I've witnessed it in person, but I was not there on the court playing.
Was it at Dallas?
Yeah.
With the one dude from the Golden Bachelor. He played.
I don't know who
His
it was
bad
with.
eyes. He probably couldn't see it anyways. He's probably worse than Ben and Colin. But anyways, they have glow in the dark pickle. The other thing is if you want to get into pickleball and the business aspect of it,
Yes.
there are panels. There are There are coaching groups. There is a business center. I mean, anything that you can imagine that comes to pickleball, they're going to have it. You want to get into coaching, Tyler?
Love
Be
coaching.
certified coach?
Love coaching.
Picklecon has it for you.
Yeah, so go check them out. Really cool place, really cool area. August 7 through 10, and go check them out. Picklecon.
Yeah.
53 days.
Oh.
When we're recording this podcast, 53 days, 1 hour, 13 minutes, and 40 seconds.
I want to go to this one, by the way. Pickleball Club Magazine will be having a breakout session teaching marketing in pickleball.
Okay. Also, another note, KOTC code works for all MLP and PPA events and tournaments. Make sure to use that. It supports us and gets you the best price possible when going to those tournaments to watch some high-quality pickleball. And then last but not least, Jimmy.
Yeah.
I don't know if you realize this, well, when I started it, CAMEO, baby.
CAMEO.
We had our first request.
We did do a CAMEO.
And we did a CAMEO.
Shout out Elliot.
Pete and Elliot.
Pete and Elliot, which,
Yes.
Have you ever seen Pete's Dragon?
No.
Elliot, I'm pretty sure is the kid's name on there.
I feel like you're making all this up.
No, Pete's Dragon.
Okay.
It's a great movie. Great classic movie.
Okay.
I know some of you have seen it. And it's not about smoking weed, so stop it. So Pete and Elliot. Elliot is he graduated with is he a medical doctor or is he just graduating with his PhD? I think we could have screwed that up.
Should we redo it?
No, I think it's funnier if it's that way. So props to them. They will always be.
If you want any personalized
CAMEO.
videos delivered to you, whoever it might be, your family, your friends, for a birthday, for any occasion, sign up on CAMEO, request us, and you will get a personalized message delivered by yours truly, Jimmy and Tyler.
Yeah, it'd be incredible.
Okay. Jimmy.
Also, we do have a link for Pickleball Central if you want to buy anything.
Yes.
I'm just going to.
We don't know what it works on, but we have a link.
Yeah. Sometimes it works. Sometimes it doesn't. Might give you 1%. Might give you no percents. Might actually cost you more money, but check it out.
Okay. Jimmy, so this upcoming week, we have Orange County Cup.
Yeah, I think we should. I think there's been a few things that happened this week I want to cover really quick. Okay. And then we'll get into that. Number one, we had MLP waiver wire.
Okay. Yes.
First of all, the California Black Bears made a trade.
Okay.
We traded my guy. This hurts me. It's near and dear to my heart because I do love him as a person. He's my guy. He will always be my guy.
What about as a player?
As a player, I love him too. It's just there's certain things. There's a lot that goes into it. I can explain it. It'd probably be boring.
I feel like you should explain it then.
Okay, yeah, well, absolutely. So there's a couple things. Number one, we traded Rafa Hewitt to the Texas Ranchers for Michael Lloyd.
So you are in Challenger and Ranchers are in Premier.
Yes, and so Michael Lloyd is one of their bench players, and we were able to strike a deal to get Michael Lloyd. So here's a couple of things. First of all, Rafa was originally drafted by us 2 years ago. And Rafa he's always been on a team, which means that Rafa's clock, okay, when you draft a player, it's 3 year. You can keep 2 players for 3 years, and you could keep 1 player for 2 years.
Yeah.
Which means that Rafa's clock is officially, essentially over, or maybe he has 1 year left on our team, and then we have to let him go. Right? Michael Lloyd was actually just redrafted this year, which means Michael Lloyd now has 3 fresh years.
Okay.
That's the major factor.
Okay. It didn't have anything to do with his record?
No, look, Rafa didn't play. His record wasn't great in Austin. I think he played better than his record indicated.
Okay.
He did go 1-9 in Austin, which is not spectacular. But he's also a lefty, which forces us to put one of our girls on the left in mixed, which they don't love. A lot of women, as you know, Tyler, you struggle to find partners, and this is one of the reasons. They don't like playing left and mixed, right? Because now you're, essentially across from the guy, and you can just get blown up. Not saying they can't handle it, but lefties in mixed don't have as much success. Who's the best lefty in mixed that's had the most success?
On the women's side?
I'm going to say on the men's side.
Pablo. I feel like we're all somewhat interchangeable.
But are any of you winning, right?
No.
Exactly. And I think it's because a lot of it has to do with just the setup. And I'm not saying that can't change, but it's tough. And so that...
Augie.
Yeah, Augie
he's had some success.
He did get a bronze with Tyra. Yeah. So, that was one of the reasons. So it just allows us to be a little bit more versatile and a little more versatile with our partnerships.
Cool.
I think Michael Lloyd's a little bit better at singles. But when Rafa's hot. A little more consistency. But I love Rafa, and I think he'll do great on the Ranchers or wherever he ends up. He's my guy. He's always going to be my guy.
Okay.
So we made that trade. Second thing, waivers. So premier teams were allowed to put in a bid. You put in a Dutch auction bid, so for a certain amount of money, if you would like to pick up a player off of waivers. So we had the New York Hustlers, the SoCal Hard Eights, and the Carolina Hogs. All 3 submit waiver claims. Carolina left Colin Johns unprotected. So that means that any team on those waivers, so that means that New York or SoCal, who are in front of Carolina, could actually pick up Colin off of waivers if they wanted him. Now, I don't think he fits on either of those teams. I think they're safe. But what that allows them to do is you have to replace one of your 4 protected players if you pick up a player off of waivers.
So in theory, could California Black Bears have gotten Colin Johns if they wanted?
We would have to trade for him.
Okay.
We would have had to trade for him because it's a premier to challenger. And actually, we wouldn't be able to because if you're top 15.
Oh, yeah, he's top 15 in
the
rankings.
Doubles, but so that means that, so the Hustlers, I'll just give you an example. The New York Hustlers, they will have to go, they'll go pick up a player. They'll have to replace one of their starters. Now, my guess is the Hustlers are not really playing to win this year, so to speak. So my guess with the Hustlers is that they're trading that pick. I think that there's some wheeling and dealing going on, and the Hustlers are going to turn around and trade that pick to another team. They can't trade the pick. They have to trade the player, but I think they're going to trade the player. SoCal, they did not. They protected Irina, which I think that means that they're going to replace Irina.
Okay.
She's been hurt, right? She hasn't played well. So it'll be interesting to see who they replace her with. And then Carolina, they most likely, my guess at this point, because Colin was unprotected, which means they have to replace Brandon French if they pick somebody up. Who do they go get? Is this where AJ Kohler finally lands on a permanent team?
I think men's there is some option. I don't think the women they have that many options. But I think the men. I mean, you have Spencer Smith, you have AJ Kohler.
Do they go get Martin?
Martin is available.
Yeah. I mean, Martin and Tammy had some success, right? Yeah. So, I mean, does Ben get his lefty?
Yeah, that's a great question.
Yeah. So it'll be interesting to see what teams do. And then on Tuesday, you can actually switch out your bench player. There's a waiver period for your bench players. So if you guys wanted to switch out your bench players, if you guys decided that Yates was not it, which, no offense, but he doesn't even really feel like part of your team.
He texts in the group thread.
Does he?
I think so.
Oh, that's good. Yates and Hunter are looking for a place to stay in San Clemente.
That's what I heard.
I wonder why. Do you know why?
I don't. Do you?
Oh, I just thought they always stayed like in a big house with Paris and Roscoe. And
Gotcha.
I don't know. It's weird that now all of a sudden they're staying alone. But anyways, so yeah, you can switch out your bench player. So there's a lot of things happening that by the time this is released, they'll probably have that out. I think it's Tuesday. And so, yeah, it's nothing major. It doesn't feel like anything major is going to happen.
Nothing major podcast?
Nothing major. Yeah. Did you hear Sam Querrey's story about man's wiener touching his baguette?
Calm down.
No. He told that story. He said he was in the locker room eating a baguette and this guy went to squeeze by him. This is a true story. Like, listen, I'll plug their pod because I think Sam is top 5 funniest people I've ever met. But he said he was eating a baguette in a locker room.
And the guy was just without clothes?
Yeah. So he said in other countries, it's very common for them to walk around naked in the locker rooms. Uh-huh. He said Americans wrap in towels, but the other countries do not. Uh-huh. And he said he's sitting there eating his baguette, and this guy goes to squeeze by. He says, kind of a bigger guy. He kind of, you turn sideways?
Yeah.
And he said the guy's wiener touched his baguette.
Leaving little to the imagination.
And he's never had a baguette since. Yeah, true story. He said him and Isner was telling the story as well.
Yeah.
He was there. He watched it happen.
He watched it happen.
Yeah. Incredible. Do you think he finished it?
Would
you finish the baguette?
Enough.
No, it's a true story.
This is supposed to be a PG-13, not an R.
I'm just saying. That's why I said wiener. Anyways. All right. So, I don't know what's going to happen. There's a lot of rumors that there's some big trades in the works, but who knows at this point. But this is the final premier waiver period.
Yeah, I mean,
for the whole season.
Yeah.
Remember last year we had one after every event?
Yeah.
And there's only one.
But you can trade whenever you want.
You can still trade, but you cannot add and drop players after basically Tuesday. Actually, right now it's over. There's only 3 teams that submitted. And then,
I mean, the thing is, if you're in the top 10. You're most likely making the playoffs. And so do you need to trade? And then if you're in the bottom half, you're most likely not making the playoffs. And so why don't you just write out this year until next year and then make changes then? Yeah,
I mean, it makes perfect sense. Like, look, let's take Chicago Slice, I think, is a really good example, okay? So SoCal and New York, or New York is the weird one, but SoCal felt like they couldn't compete. Mm-hmm. They're coming up from Challenger. They can't compete this year. There wasn't enough great players out there. So
why don't you just wait until next year till everybody has to drop a player?
Exactly. They mailed it in. Yeah. Chicago, on the other hand, tried. Mm-hmm. Then they spent $300,000 to try and compete, and they're going to finish 10, 11.
Yeah.
Yeah. So again, at the end of the day, who won that? Like Chicago or SoCal? I think that you can argue that SoCal saved themselves a lot of money.
Yep.
So anyways, and then Challenger only has 1 drop period this whole year, and that's also starts on Tuesday. So yeah, it's interesting. It's not, they're trying to get more continuity amongst the rosters, which I think is good. So, all right, moving on. Tyler, I was on the internet, the interwebs.
Okay.
Can
we see your history, your browsing history?
Yeah, you want to?
That would be a treat.
That would be a treat. It's probably all like sports and pickleball and
random stuff.
Most random things ever. So, speaking of random things, I was on the interwebs and there was a article.
Was it AI generated?
From Ranker.
Okay.
Probably was AI generated. And it ranked, it said, who is the best looking male pickleball players.
I saw that.
Now you vote. So the order with which it was posted is not the order in which
they were ranked.
Yeah. But we've had a lot of votes come in. Mm-hmm. And so I want to go through this a little bit and see your thoughts.
They didn't see me wearing this white T-shirt before. Otherwise, I would have been on the
list.
Clearly
not. They didn't see you in Grandma's drapes, and I think that would have helped a lot. So we're going to go from the bottom, okay? Because it's more fun. All right, so
What do we say, yay or nay, or what are we doing?
Well,
Are we ranking them?
Yeah, I think, okay. So number 20.
Okay.
So you did not make this list.
Unfortunately.
And Hunter Johnson made the list, but Yates didn't.
Well, they do look a little bit different.
I mean, so, yeah. So, I mean, maybe it's the height difference. So number 20, Rafa Hewitt. Now, the picture they used, he's wearing a California Black Bears hat, which clearly helps him to make the list. And he's doing this. Finger guns. Everybody loves finger guns. So Rafa's number 20.
I'll refrain from voting in this. I'll just hear your opinion on this.
I think Rafa, if I was naming top 20, yeah, he'd probably around the 20.
Okay, that farm boy.
Yeah, people love a good farm boy. He's got that accent. He's personality-wise, he's top 5.
Okay.
Right? Okay, number 19. QD at number 19. Interesting. I don't look at QD.
Are you being racist again?
No, I'm just saying that I don't look at QD and think hot, but I think that there is definitely a female contingent that would feel that way. Obviously, I'm the last person that should be voting on this, but just
here
saying,
we are.
Yes, and he's young. He's 18, 19 years old, right? Like everybody loves a good cougar cub. All right, number 18. One of the biggest ladies' men on tour who is now locked up, just to be clear. He now has a girlfriend.
Does she play pickleball?
I don't know, but Pablo Tejas.
Okay.
I agree that Pablo, I think if you asked the women out there, Pablo would make he's 18. I think he's actually a little low.
Well, I thought you said these weren't rankings.
Well, this is where the votes are in.
Oh, the votes are in now.
Yeah, I mean, this is where they're at currently. I think they could still move. But Pablo has 77 votes. Okay. Number 17. Actually, the lowest number of votes. So I think that this will get adjusted. Mm-hmm. Jack Sock.
Okay.
What do you think about that? Think he's handsome?
I think he's slimmed down quite a bit, significantly.
6'3", probably 215 pounds, former professional athlete, has a lot of money in the bank. Mm-hmm. So I think that makes sense.
Okay.
All right. 16, no doubt in my mind that this guy, I mean, I'm not, but I wouldn't say no. Chris Hayworth.
Okay. Christopher
Hayworth, good-looking dude.
Great guy.
Classic, great guy, personality off the charts. They did include Amanda Hendry in the picture. I think that helps him. Because Amanda Hendry is also very attractive. 15. What? She's great.
Yes, I'm not disagreeing.
15. J.W. Johnson.
Okay.
Thoughts?
I told you I'm not speaking on this.
Okay. Well, J-Dub's 15. Okay.
What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I think that J-Dub, I'm a little bit confused about something. The only thing I'm going to say is the picture is him holding up that little onesie. Mm-hmm. But J-Dub actually has bloody knuckles in the picture. So does J-Dub have anger issues? I can't imagine him having anger issues. No, literally his knuckles are like scabbed.
Yeah.
I'm a little bit concerned. Julie, will you please talk to him? Yeah, J-Dub's a handsome dude. He had a girlfriend for a long time. I've heard that that's no more. I don't know if that's true.
You've heard a lot of things about relationships.
Relationships in pickleball are, listen, this is single hot girl summer is coming and hot boy summer, right? Like you break up for the summer so you can have more fun. All right, 14. A little bit of a surprise, but I'll be very honest. The picture they used, he looks handsome. Mo Alhouni.
Once a bear, always a bear.
He looks very look at that. He looks very handsome in that picture.
Yeah.
So it makes sense. Looks like he's drinking maybe a glass of wine. Looks very, has a white shirt like you. Okay. 13. The ultimate playboy, Ben Johns. Over 40 crowds all over this.
We love it.
The haircut's got to go. Ben needs a new barber.
He's been growing out facial hair recently.
Facial hair doesn't look bad, but he needs a new barber. Like his hair is always all over the place. Either he doesn't care or someone's giving him bad advice. I don't know what it is, but I would say Ben makes the top. He's 13. Top. All right, we're going to go fast. Noe Cliff, number 12.
Okay.
Horrible picture of Noe. He's very smiley, but look at the hair. Looks like a peacock. That's not how Noe's hair normally is.
It sometimes is like that.
That high?
Yeah.
Looks like Kid and Play.
Yeah.
You don't know who Kid and Play is.
I don't know who that is.
Of course not. All right, Noe's 12. Shout out Jen. Number 11, also a very handsome man who I think gets a lot of play on tour when he wants it. Federico Staxrud.
Okay.
Team Adidas for now. Maybe not for much longer. Number 10. I actually said this one time. I said, I don't understand the Hunter Johnson. And somebody said to me, Hunter Johnson, I didn't say I didn't understand. I just said it was just a discussion about Hunter Johnson being attractive. And they said that Hunter Johnson fits the classically handsome profile. Do you agree?
Yes.
So Hunter Johnson is 10. Number 9, my guy, like 100%. This dude deserves it. Gabe Joseph.
He's married, right?
I believe so. He's with a female in this picture. Yeah, but he's a handsome dude, right?
Yep.
Like he's also one of the rare
Baby
guys.
Curios.
He could, baby curios. He could pull off the earrings. The socks are weird. Number 8, the one and the only Benson Boone lookalike himself.
Butterfly tattoo.
He's got Texas tattooed on his forearm. Looks just like Benson Boone. Michael Lloyd.
Boom.
Makes sense. I mean, are we going to have the most handsome team and the best looking team in pickleball?
Most likely, yeah.
I mean, Michael
You
Lloyd.
got Lane, Lina,
And
and then Juan.
and yeah. I mean, we're definitely the best looking team. Number 7, Tyson McGuffin. Thoughts? Botox is helping?
I can see how people think that.
Yeah, I mean, I think that Tyson, if you like that bad boy look, okay. Definitely straight teeth. Number 6, your partner. Now, if we lined up Connor Garnett, if we lined up you and Connor and we asked 100 women, who would they choose?
Where are these women from?
Asia.
Asia? They'd probably like Connor Garnett then.
Connor Garnett looks like the kid from Boy Meets World.
Okay.
And I think he was a pretty handsome guy. And he landed Topanga. If you land Topanga, you got to have a game.
Okay.
Right? So good for Connor. He's 6.
Tui Nation.
Tui Nation. Number 5, Agiga.
Agiga, the most attractive Asian out there.
Probably the tallest Asian. Is he taller than you?
We're all similar.
Is he the Yao Ming of pickleball?
No.
Well, Augie, this is a bad picture.
I wonder how tall he is.
I bet he's 6'2". You think? How tall do you think Mary is?
Mary's short. She's really short.
Well, he's got a foot on her in this picture, so if she's 5'2", he's at least 6'2".
Okay.
All right, number 4. We're in our top 5. Number 4, Christian Alshon.
My guy.
I think Christian's a good-looking guy.
Do you like him better with long hair or short hair?
I think he looks better with long hair.
He can pull it off.
I think he does. I think the long hair thing is better on him. He could definitely pull it off. That is a looks only choice because I don't think Christian has Riz.
The Christian's great.
But do you think could you see Christian sitting down and hitting on a girl? I think he's a great guy. I just don't think he could do that.
Yeah.
Just saying. All right. Number 3, shout out to all the short kings. Jaume Martinez.
Given life.
Vic. Jaume is full of personality. Handsome dude. Right? Got all the tattoos. Yeah. Number 3, that would make sense. Number 2, a little bit of a surprise, in my opinion. Dylan Frazier.
Dylan, you mean?
Dylan Frazier is number 2 on the list. I think Dylan's a good-looking dude. He's young. He's 22, right?
Yep.
He's pretty funny, obviously. So Dylan, number 2. And number 1, right now, with the most votes, Jaume is actually, and Dylan, they're making a run. But number 1 with the most votes.
Playboy.
The Playboy himself.
From Beverly Hills,
From
California.
Beverly Hills, California. 6'5". Played college tennis at UCLA. Lives in a mansion on the hillside. Hangs out with Hollywood stars in his spare time. Has probably visited the Playboy Mansion at one point or the other. Roscoe Bellamy.
Boom.
I don't disagree with that.
He's great. Good personality.
Great
Looks the
personality.
part.
He looks the part. He's tall. He's slender. He's in shape. He's a funny guy. He's very, very kind.
Yeah.
For the most part, when he's not dropping partners. But Roscoe Bellamy, number 1.
So you agreed with all those picks. You thought all of them were attractive.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's other players that were left. I think you were left off the list. I'm not just saying that because you're sitting by me.
It's because I don't have my blonde hair yet.
I do think you belong in the top 20. Other players that probably belong in the top 20, I do think if you have Hunter, you should probably have Yates. I don't know. How do you leave Jay DeVilliers off the list?
Pat Smith.
Pat Smith is a decent looking dude. Riley, I don't think Riley is any less attractive than some of these guys.
Who else is there?
I would say what about Hayden?
Gabe.
Hayden's more attractive than Gabe.
Okay.
Don't you think?
Max Freeman, Ryan Fu, James Ignatowicz. James Ignatowicz should be there.
Yeah, the problem with James Ignatowicz is
He looks like
he probably pissed somebody off on this list.
Yeah.
But I think Hayden for sure.
Colin Johns.
No. Colin's not an attractive dude. You think he is?
Ask Sydney.
I mean, I think Sydney thought he was for a minute. But personality matters, doesn't it? Ladies, tell us.
Grayson Golden should be on it.
Grayson's he's a pretty handsome guy. I could see Grayson. Juan Benitez is a good-looking dude, and he is.
I can't wait for the women's list to come out.
He's an international all-star. Well, we can't do that. We can't rank women. Let's be honest. But if there was a women list, who's number one, Tyler? Who's number one?
Jeannie Bouchard.
Yeah. She's top 5. Anna Bright?
Anna Bright is a great player.
Who was it that made an inappropriate comment about Anna Bright?
I can't
was that Tennis Sucks Pod? When they called her overtly sexual? I don't think you can say that about players. So anyways.
Okay, anything else?
No, Roscoe. Roscoe's number one.
Roscoe.
I think we would all vote for Roscoe.
Let's get him on the pod in MLP.
He's got his own now. He's too cool for school.
Okay. All right. Also, real quick, we got to give a big shout out to our next sponsor, which is C&D Pickleball Nets. We've been with them ever since the beginning. They are the best pickleball nets out there. Go check them out at bestpickleballnets.com and use code KOTC. We actually had somebody write in and said they were in Avalon, New Jersey, something like that, and they went to a facility that had 18 courts. Every single one of the nets was C&D.
That's incredible. Actually,
18 courts.
I actually I can speak English. I received a text over the weekend from a pro player, and they were playing at somebody's private court in some massive mansion, and they had a freaking C&D net.
They know what's up.
Because
the worst is when you see those mansions, those massive mansions,
This is great because the Parade of Homes is going on in Utah.
Yep.
So Parade of Homes is basically home builders showcase their, I don't know if it's a nationwide thing, but they showcase these $1 million homes. People walk through it, wish they had a bunch of money.
Multi-million-dollar homes.
Multi-million. People walk through it, wish they had a bunch of money. There's swimming pools, there's shark tanks, there's freaking helicopter pads, all these wild things. Well, I get a picture from our boy, Thomas Westrup. Big Tom. Papa Tom. And it's this insane backyard. Sick pickleball court, freaking portable, $150 net.
Yep.
It looked awful. Like it was embarrassing. $3 million house, you have a $150 net.
Yep.
So don't do it, C&D.
Also, we love their colors. They offer so many colors, custom paint jobs.
Dude, they have that purple that they just posted. Sick. Go Pioneers, Lehigh Pioneer colors.
Yeah, but they can do any color that you want. And
check them out.
Thank you for the support, C&D. We love you guys.
Is it powder coated?
It is powder coated, which makes it last a lot longer.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about paint.
Okay. All right. So this week is a big week. This is a cup. It's called the Orange County Cup. This is the tournament that many of the pros say is their favorite tournament of all the tournaments. It's in California, San Clemente. Beautiful area, beautiful venue.
It's definitely the
parking is a disaster, but outside of that, it's great.
It's definitely the best center court because it's a natural center court, right? Like they've got the
I mean, Cincinnati is and Atlanta is really nice too.
I mean, like from a natural center court standpoint, parking. So essentially, you have to park up the hill, walk up the mountain. Fun fact. Steve Bates, our guy, he said to me, it was last year maybe, I was there, and he's like, hey, I want to take you somewhere, like show you. He wanted me to go to Stance, one of your sponsors, right? He said, hey, I want to take you up to Stance. It's just up the hill.
Literally up
the hill. And he's like, I had to park up here, and I was like, okay, cool. So we start walking up this hill. Dude, it is up the hill.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I had to put my hands down to walk up the hill. And like there's cars lined. I mean, parking is not great because it is still an active lifetime. And so they have to save the parking spots for the actual lifetime patrons.
Yeah.
But there is one way you can get in.
Be a member.
Yeah. Or be an owner of a team. Maybe not for PPA.
Not for PPA.
But for MLP.
MLP it should be a lot less.
Yeah. So, anyways, I love the Lifetime facility. I love San Clemente. It's mid 70s, slight breeze always, incredible weather.
Okay, so yeah, this tournament is massive. It's a progressive draw, and so they are starting the qualifiers on Monday, and the main draw will start on Tuesday, round of 64. So let's kick it off with men's singles, and then we can go on from there. The draws are so massive nowadays that it's hard for me and Jimmy to recap or preview every single matchup.
So we'll just look at a couple.
Yeah. So we're in singles. Federico is the number 1 seed.
Yeah.
What paddle will he be using is the question.
I think we're going to see Fed using the Yola.
As an Adidas sponsored player.
Yeah, just as a prediction. One interesting matchup.
JLG.
Well, that one, but Rafa Hewitt and Juan Benitez, former Black Bear partners, will be playing each other in the round of 64.
Yes. So quick question.
Yeah.
How are these draws made? Give us your most ludicrous theory.
So look, they're supposed to be made based off of points.
So I feel like they say, what can create the most drama? What is the most entertaining matchups that we can draw?
I agree. So what they do is PPA reserves the right to have certain seeds that are interchangeable.
This is insane. Ryan Fu versus Max Freeman.
Yeah. There's certain
two people that train together.
Exactly. There's certain seeds that they say are interchangeable. Well, it feels like once you get past seed 20, 20 through 65 are all interchangeable. So, yeah, we have some interesting stuff, right?
Tyler.loong versus Zane Navratil, who we just played each other in a Dream Breaker.
Yeah, and then the winner gets Ben.
Yep.
Right? Like, most likely gets Ben. I mean, that's crazy, right?
Yep.
Ryan Sherry, DJ Young, I don't think that one's like as crazy on that. But
Donald Young and Travis Rettmeyer.
Donald Young and Travis Rettmeyer are partners, yeah. I mean, it's very interesting. There's a good chance that we see Jack Sock.
But I just feel like this happens too often
for it
to be luck of the draw.
Yeah. Tyler, they just moved an MLP match to center court on Sunday because of a relationship status. I'm not saying that's why they moved it, but kind of weird that all of a sudden this match
gets prime time
between
center court.
Columbus and LA gets prime time.
Yeah.
So yeah, but I think it's a good thing if I'm being completely honest with you, because that's what makes it exciting.
Well, yeah, but you want rankings to mean something.
But the rankings do have to matter. I agree.
You want there to be some method to it.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, look, Eric Onson's is a 47, Marshall Brown's a 23. Like, that's kind of wild, right? Yeah. Zane Ford against Yuta, Moda against Ignatowicz. Connor Garnett's going to get a qualifier. I mean, dude, we've talked about this. Grayson Golden's very first event, and he comes in as a 17. Higher than you. Now, he's played PPAs
I don't care
before.
That he's higher than me, but there's a lot of other people that...
Yeah, now he's played PPAs before.
Yeah.
Right? But yeah, I mean...
But it hasn't been recent, though.
No, I agree. I mean, Kaysen Campbell and James Delgado. I mean, dude, the round of 64 is wild. I think that, look, Fed's going to get a round of 28 guy. Then you have, I'll go very fast. You have Alex Newman and Yvonne. That's a toss-up. Pick them. Rafa and Juan. Probably Rafa slightly favored, but if Juan beat him, no one would be surprised. G, and Ross Whitaker. No one would be surprised if Ross Whitaker upset that, but I think G's the favorite, right? Dylan Frazier and Caden Nemeth, I think, is Dylan. Fu and Max Freeman, same thing, right? Freeman, but if Fu beat him, would you be super shocked?
Yeah.
I mean, Kaysen Campbell, James Delgado. Delgado's a good singles player.
Yeah.
You and Zane, it's a toss-up.
Yeah.
If Tom Protzek beat Noe, would you be shocked?
They played in Atlanta, I believe, and I think Noe 1 and 2. One of them was kind of a blowout, and then the second game was close.
I think Protzek's a good player. Moda and Ignatowicz, right? Like, if James Ignatowicz, who's a 46 and Moda's a 24, wins that, I don't think anyone's surprised.
Okay, give us your top 3 or 4.
Yeah, so
players.
I actually like Jack Sock to knock off Tyson McGuffin.
Wow.
And he is going to take on Connor Garnett in the quarters. On the other quarter, I actually like Hunter Johnson to come out of that. And I think that Hunter Johnson is going to play Jaume. Okay. The top half of this, it's really hard to bet against Fed, but I think Fed's going to make the quarters versus, I'm going to say Gabe Joseph upsets Dylan Frazier. And then, man, your half of the draw is loaded. Ben, you, Zane, Noe, Protsek, Mo Alhouni, who's a great singles player, Christian, Augie, Jonathan Medina Alvarez, J-Dub, Onsens, all in one section of the draw.
Bring it on.
Incredible.
Let's go.
I think Christian Alshon actually gets upset here. I like J-Dub versus Tyler.loong.
Let's go.
I think you played pretty well, and
we did, but that was for 4 points.
That's true. So I'm going to need a little more out of you. That's seriously the most homer pick of my life. But so I'm going to say Fed, J-Dub, Hunter, Jack Sock.
But I will say, Vulcan, my sponsor, they're supposed to be coming out with a new power paddle. Once that thing comes out.
Vulcan's working on some stuff.
Once that thing comes out.
Vulcan's working on some stuff for sure. All right, so moving on.
Women's singles.
Women's singles. If you bet against Annalie Waters, you probably are making a mistake. However,
Helena Jansen, I'm excited to see. Is it Helena or Helena?
I think it's Helena. I don't know. Lena? I don't know. She's good, though. But we're going to have some Jansen. It looks like we may have some Jansen on Jansen Crime.
I'm picking her to have a good tournament.
You think she beats Leia?
I think she'll have a good tournament.
Will she beat Leia?
I think she'll have a good tournament.
All right. Dominique Schaefer had a really good run. The last PPA.
Oh, my gosh. Elise plays Mevish, who is also on the Utah Black Diamonds.
Yeah, and the winner gets sacrificed to the Kate Fahey. Georgia. And we may see Georgia and Mari.
Okay. We might see Jeannie Bouchard versus Catherine Parento, a little Canadian.
We might see Jeannie Bouchard versus Ava Ignatowicz. Just kidding. Luana's going to smash her. Dude, Luana's pretty good. I think she's going to be good.
I don't know who that is.
She's new. Tennis player.
From where?
I think she's like Romanian or something. I'm going to be way off on that.
Where does she live?
No idea. But she played recently with, was it Kaysen? I can't remember. She played well.
Okay. All right, who are your top three in women's singles?
Yeah, so I'm going to say, first of all, I'm going to say Jelena Ingram upsets Brooke Buckner.
Okay.
And I'm going to say that Mary Brasha benefits from that. And so Mary Brasha ends up making the quarters out of that side. I like Catherine and Kate playing each other. On the other quarter side, I think Kate ends up making the semis. Caitlin Christian's going to beat Zoe. I like Leia playing AL in the quarters. I'm going to say AL, Caitlin Christian, Catherine Parento, and on this bottom side, I think Paris Todd upsets Mary to get to the almost. I mean, we're going to hold seating.
All right, awesome. Real quick, if you made it this far, we got to give a big shout out to our next sponsor, which is Vulcan Pickleball. We love Vulcan. The V Pro Flight is the official ball of pickleball.
Official ball pickleball. Also the official ball of MLP, Minor League Pickleball, Duper, Road to Minors, anything you can think of. If you would like to, if you own, maybe a small pickleball shop. I saw Dana Point has a pickleball shop now, an actual store, which is incredible that we're getting that. If you have a facility, if you would like to purchase pickleballs, reach out to me. Actually, I have an email.
Will you actually get back to them as a question?
Jimmy@vulcanpickleball.com.
Wow, look at you shilling your own email address.
I'm shilling my email. Reach out. Let's get some Vulcans in your hands.
There we go.
But yeah, I want to go visit that shop.
Let's do it.
Jack Sock, the number 12 player in the world. Jack Sock is doing a meet and greet.
Not 200?
Number 12. I don't know. I assume that's singles. All right, moving on.
Okay, mixed doubles. We have the return of Anna Lee and Ben Johns.
Yeah, number one. They're going to play I mean, they could play Zane Ford and Victoria DeMuzio. They could play G and Lara Giltonen. This is going to be tough. Matt and Lucy down to a 22 seed.
Okay.
It's interesting.
They're playing the OGs, Christine Trifunovic and Chuck Taylor.
Chuckles Taylor. And the winner, Lucy may get
their
her former partners, Jay and Callie. Yeah, so that could be interesting. Jesse and Gabe are 6 seed. Krista Getcheva and Colin Johns. Will we see some eye rolls? I actually think Angie Walker and Anderson Scarpa can win that.
I think I played against Angie and Anderson, and they're a good team.
Yeah, they won the Challenger Series event.
I think it was Anderson.
Yeah. So now we have a new partnership that I think is going to make some noise. Paris Todd and Andre Daescu.
Okay.
I think that's a really good partnership.
Have they not played before?
Not that I can.
I feel like they have.
Maybe they have before, but I think that it's been Daescu and Tina for a while.
Okay.
Paris has played with a few different people, but they do have a tough matchup in Pablo and Chao Yi. Yeah, that's going to be tough. Fed and Catherine. I think Catherine's playing great pickleball right now, so we'll see how they do. I mean, they haven't had great results as a team, but be interesting. Alex Trong and Max Freeman. Team Jack, Jackie Kawamoto and Jack Sock, former New York Hustlers, before the Hustlers dismantled their entire squad. That team, that team will go how Jack goes. Jackie will be Jackie. She'll play very well.
I actually think Jack Sock's most effective event is mixed doubles.
Yeah, I agree. He can
overwhelm almost any of the players.
Yeah, I agree. So that, like I said, that team will. Yeah, AB and Hayden are playing together.
Wow, we've heard this story before.
Yeah, so little 5 seeds. So Brooke Buckner, Connor Garnett.
Yes, I think this is their last tournament together, and then I think Connor's playing with Millie for quite a few tournaments after this.
Okay. Tyson and Lacey still together. Noe and Kate Fahey could make some noise.
Okay.
Obviously, J-Dub and Georgia. You and Lane Sleeth take on Jeannie Arakina. So you take on your partner, and Lane takes on her former teammate.
Yep.
That's a tough matchup.
Yes.
Because we know Rafa can get hot. Jeannie's got length. She's, we have the nice thing is it's lefty on lefty. So, the girls won't be lined up. Right? So, yeah, that'll be fun. I think Leia and Eric Onsens could be very good. They can make a deep run. Tyra and Ignatowicz.
Yeah, they've played before, and they've had success.
Yeah, they've had success. Yeah, they just played last event, remember? And James was puking.
Atlanta, yeah.
Did you guys play them?
We did, yeah. Yep, they beat us in the
third,
32 or 16.
Yeah, and in 3 games, right?
I think it was 2. The second game was really close, but I think it was just 2.
Yeah. Jade and Orozco, the handsomest man in pickleball. So Jade was originally scheduled to play with QD. QD is suspended for this event.
Yes.
So Jade ended up picking up Roscoe.
Did Roscoe not have a partner?
Roscoe was playing, my understanding, not to throw Roscoe under the bus, but he was playing with Mevish, your teammate, and I don't know if he dropped her for Jade or if Mevish wasn't playing. I don't know the situation, but he ended up with Jade.
Okay.
All right, Dylan and Tina Pisnik.
Could be interesting.
Yeah, that could be an interesting team. I think Tina's very steady. Dylan's going to have to be very, very aggressive and trust that Tina will make her balls like she always does. Christian and Etta as usual. I mean, these are massive. CJ and Mari. I mean, Rachel and Deckel. All right, so
AJ and Megan. That's a little bit interesting.
That is interesting. Yeah, couples, right? Oh,
yeah.
It looks like Marshall Brown and Mevish are playing together.
Okay. All right. Do you see any big upsets or any teams making a hot run?
Look, I think that it's kind of weird, but like Maggie and Jaume have played together before, right? They could do okay. I mean, they have a very favorable bottom half of that draw.
Okay.
I mean, in fact, they have very favorable run to the quarters, to be honest with you. The other side of it, I mean, you just never know. Rachel and Deckel, they've lost early, and then they've one, right? Like, so I think the bottom half of this draw is actually really wide open. I mean, Zane and Lina, Christian and Etta, the bottom half is as open as any draw that I've seen. Top half is going to be tough. I think Ben and AL are your obviously heavy favorites. I like Paris and Deescu playing Ben and AL in the quarters. And then I like AB and Hayden. And I think Leia and Eric Onsens are going to do pretty good, but I like Tyra and James also making it.
Okay. Yep. Lots of fun mixed teams to watch. Let's do women's doubles now.
I love women's doubles, Tyler. Did you know that?
I did not.
It's exciting.
Why?
I think that there's longer points, a little more strategy.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
More defense.
Okay.
All right. AL and AB, heavy favorites. The second tournament together. They rolled in their first one. Mm-hmm. I don't expect much different here. Their draw is...
Elise and Callie?
Yeah, Elise and Callie is interesting because Elise and Callie, they actually will play, chances are they could play Judith and Mevish. So Elise is going to play Mev a lot, it looks like. Yeah, they'll end up playing AL and AB in the quarters if they make it. If they're going to have to get through Zoe and Brooke, though.
True.
And Lacey and Georgia I think Lacey and Georgia are skilled enough to give AL and AB some struggles if we see peak Lacey. Because there's Lacey is one of those players that when she's on, she's as good as anybody, but there's some consistency issues there. Mm-hmm. And Georgia's been playing the best pickleball of anybody on tour, you could argue.
Okay.
I think Rachel and Catherine, they're the 2 seed. I think Jackie and Etta beat Rachel and Catherine. I could see that happening. I mean, Lane and Lina, go Bears. Got to cheer for Lane and Lina, right?
Yep.
But I could see Jackie and Etta winning that. Tyra and Paris are obviously a very good team. Lucy and Leia have had good success. Jade and Jessie is the same. It reminds me of the Lacey and Georgia. Jade is playing very, very well. Mm-hmm. If you get the Jessie that can get hot and can win a gold medal with Gabe and mixed?
Yep.
That team can make some noise too. So, yeah, I mean, I think AB and AL are heavy favorites, but I think we may see some deep runs.
Real quick, so this is a progressive format. Do you think this style favors Annalie and Anna Bright, or do you think a traditional tournament would favor them more so?
I think traditional tournament. Okay, I think it favors them because AL is not playing singles, and then mixed, mm-hmm. right, and making the finals in both, and then turning around on Saturday and having to play women's doubles after she's already played 2 full days of events. Mm-hmm. So I think that in terms of like being fresh, it favors them. But just if you look at it just from a women's doubles perspective, I think that progressive draw is worse for them.
Okay.
Because I think AB and AL are a rhythm team, mm-hmm. and they want to roll through you, and they want to play fast, and they want to play quick, and they want to go from one match to the next match to the next match. And so I think progressive, hurts them in that aspect.
Okay.
So, yeah.
All right, awesome. Moving on to the last event is men's doubles.
Tyler.
Talk to me.
You are playing with Spencer Smith.
Spencer Smith.
Is there a story behind that?
He's a great player. I love Spencer. It was also his birthday.
It was his birthday. Shout out. Happy birthday. He doesn't watch the pod, does he?
I don't think so. I don't even know if he knows we have a pod.
Juan Benitez and Rafa Hewitt playing together.
Okay.
Probably trying to get some practice in before
they play against each other.
Damn it. Yeah. Roscoe Bellamy and Matt Wright.
Okay.
Is Roscoe a chirper?
I wouldn't say he's a chirper, but he gets pretty energized.
Will he chirp if Matt chirps? Because if Juan and Rafa make it they beat this quali team.
That could be fun.
That could be fireworks, right? Yeah.
Well, and then the next match, if Matt Wright and Roscoe play Colin Johns and James, that would be really interesting.
Would definitely be.
Because normally Matt doesn't chirp against the Johns, especially Colin.
Yeah.
Because Colin, he despises that type of behavior.
Yeah. Yeah. So that'll be interesting. DSQ and Alshon, I mean, that's a good team. Jack Stock and Roddy are back together. The Zanes.
Zane squared.
Zane Naverkill and Zane Ford are playing.
They could play Onsens and Young.
If you name your kid Zane, like you expect them to just be a little bit off mentally, right? Just like some things it's just off.
Exactly.
There's 3 Zanes we know in pickleball. And all 3 of them are just a touch off, aren't they?
Well, the first one is a bit more than a touch off.
Well, what about freaking Zane? What about Zane Ford? He gives Zane Affleck vibes.
There's a couple that give Zane Affleck vibes.
And similar styles.
Yeah.
All right. Pablo and Jaume.
What language will be spoken there?
I don't no idea. Travis Rettenmeyer, like with your partner, Connor Garnett.
Connor's playing with a better player. Connor Garnett is playing with a better player.
If they make like a semifinal run, does Connor drop you?
He's gotta go with him.
You would have to, right?
Yep.
What if they lose to Ryan Fu and Max Freeman in their first match? Would that shock you?
Yes.
Dude, Ryan Fu's been bad in MLP. I'm sorry, but he's been awful.
Yeah, I would be surprised.
Not just like his skill set. Like I think he shows these flashes, but his decision making is horrendous.
Well, I think I've talked about this before, but those guys train almost, it seems like exclusively with James Ignatowicz.
Yeah.
And I feel, my personal opinion, I feel that they are incorporating, they're almost mirroring their games after his. And that's fine, but it's not natural, in my opinion, to their game. And so you'll see Ryan and Max do these shots that don't come natural to them, but it does to James. And it
Plus,
just
James is 6'4", right? He's longer, he's bigger, he's stronger.
I don't know. I could be making this up, but it seems like
I mean, they even do the hop, right? They even do the bounce.
Well, that's the least of the concerns. Like that's fine. Like it's the shot selection and
dude,
stuff
the
like
shot
that.
selection. I'm sorry, but Ryan Fu's shot selection is horrendous. Like his pickleball IQ is 0. It is.
I don't know about 0.
Okay, maybe 1. It's bad, Tyler. Like, and I think
he's had decent success.
I think he has decent skills. That's my point. But then I watch him in MLP, and I'm like, dude, what the hell were you doing?
Yeah,
like it's incredible. If he was like on like a basketball team, he's that kid that literally pulls up from 40 feet.
Well,
and gets sat on the bench.
Russell
Did you see
Westbrook,
Caitlin Clark today?
She was on fire. She's so fun to watch,
dude. Incredible.
She is so fun to watch.
She hit 3 25+ foot freaking bombs in 45 seconds.
Jake Paul tweeted, "You can't spell WNBA without Caitlin Clark," and what she's done for the sport is insane.
It was a sellout. It was
When she was injured or whatever, the price of the game dropped by
it was $3.
It was $3
to go to the Angel Chicago Sky game. It was $3.
Yeah,
even though everyone is supposed to be there to watch Angel Reese, but anyways, I just think the shot selection is lacking, and maybe that he'll get better with
Do you follow
time.
that one account that just follows Angel Reese's bricks?
Oh yeah, so that she misses her.
It's so funny.
Yeah, like they're betting that she misses her first shot. Dude, she is shooting. Dude, this is true. She's shooting 31% from the floor.
Who?
Angel Reese.
Angel.
That's so bad for a big
Well, I'm not even talking about the 31%. It's the missed layups. It's the airball layups.
Well, that's how she has so many rebounds.
That are so funny.
Dude, she averages 7.5 rebounds a game off of her own misses. It's so bad. And then she made I just saw something the other day. She was saying she modeled her game after Michael Jordan, and they have a lot of similarities in their game. Uh-huh. And someone's like, Michael Jordan should sue her for defamation.
Okay. Yeah. All right, moving on. So we got Federico Stackstrom and Hayden.
Yeah, so they're the 2 seed.
Are they locked up for this year? Or?
I think so. I think they're locked up. I think there's maybe a couple one-offs, but they're pretty locked in for the year. Jay DeVilliers was supposed to play with Kwong.
Yes.
And now he's playing with Grayson Golden.
Yep. A lot of pressure on Grayson.
Yeah, that's a team that could get hot, though. Make some noise.
Yeah, Grayson's drives are insane.
Let's see. You guys will probably play DLR and Johnson Cola. Mm-hmm. Dylan and Deckel.
Yes. Yep.
Together. J-Dub and CJ, Pat and Julian, Tyson and Noe. Interesting. Hunter and Augie.
Why do you say interesting?
Well, I just thought Noe was playing with someone else.
Gotcha.
Martin and Michael Lloyd. Michael Lloyd's actually playing with Martin and Tammy.
Okay. So
he's kind of an adopted member of the family. Maybe
we got Donald Young and Todd Fote.
Yeah, that's a team that again could get hot, but could
Just
also
have both those players drive. Don't try to drop it. Drive.
Yeah. Look, I really think that like pressure. Brandon French, Wyatt Stone is another team that literally they could win. They could beat AJ and Blaine, and they could take a game off of Ben and Gabe. And they could lose 11-0, 11-0.
Yeah.
It just depends. So, yeah, I mean, I think Ben and Gabe are – I like Ben and Gabe. I like J-Dub and CJ.
Andre and Christian, they got off to a really strong start at the beginning of the year, and then I'd say the last couple tournaments they haven't had those top 2, top 3 finishes.
Yeah, it's interesting. The better that Christian has gotten at singles, I think it's affected his men's game. What I mean by that is I think he's just tired. And so I think a progressive draw will help. So,
okay.
Yeah, it's interesting. Also, one thing is the women's field it seems like it has more teams than the men's field. Is that true?
No, they started in the round of 64 as well.
Oh, they do? Okay.
And I guarantee you that the men has way more in qualifying.
Oh, that's true. Westboro, Sam Query.
Yeah, reunion. Is this the first tournament that they've played together since Sam got injured?
Probably.
Because Sam got injured when he was playing with Westboro's at Red Rock.
Red Rock, yeah. They so I had played golf with them the week before. Mm-hmm. And then they were talking to me about courses to play, and they were going to go play Sand Hollow. Mm-hmm. And they played it, and then the next day he got hurt, and then, yeah.
Okay.
You think he'll have a baguette?
I'll offer him one.
You should.
Should I just give him a bagel and just smile, just wink at him?
Well, baguette's not a bagel.
I know, but should I just give him a bagel? That could be interpreted.
I think you should bring him I think you should go to the bakery, and you should get him a baguette.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. Anything else with this tournament?
No, I'm excited. I love San Clemente. I love the weather. I love. It's nice. It is kind of nice after a bunch of MLPs to have a little bit of a PPA mix.
It'll be interesting to see how this plays because, as you just said, it's right in the middle of MLP. And so you're breaking up formats and partnerships to go to the traditional way of...
Yeah, and then as soon as it ends, MLP starts again.
Exactly.
For like 5 weeks in a row.
Yeah.
So
say you're Anna Brett, you play Kate Fahey, who you're on her same team, MLP. You play her in PPA the next week. It's a scream fest, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's not like they're fake.
Okay. Anything else? No. So you will be there in person for the following week, which is MLP.
MLP, yep. I get there on Thursday. Early Thursday morning. Like I think I have like a 7 a.m. flight, and it's only an hour and a half flight?
It's like an hour.
Yeah, very short flight.
Okay, Jimmy.
Yeah.
Holey Performance, talk to us about this incredible product, a sponsor of King of the Court show.
Yeah, so Tyler Holey is the number one hydration supplement company in all of pickleball. Okay. So if you would like to not cramp, if you would like to get some electrolytes, if you would like to stay hydrated, 0 sugar, all natural flavors, do you need a little pregame? Do you need a little pick-me-up?
Yes.
We all need a little pick-me-up from time to time. Holey can provide that with their pregame.
Holey Performance. Everyone makes supplements. Why don't you support the one that supports us and also is supporting pickleball?
And tastes the best.
0 sugar.
Yeah.
0 sugar.
You're always
is
shocked
crazy.
by that, huh?
Yes.
Like if
it tastes good.
If they came out with the 0 sugar Dippin' Dots. Did you know that I went to this carnival yesterday and they had a Dippin' Dots truck?
Did you get some?
No. And there was no line. The only place
bad salespeople.
The Japanese fried chicken place had a line around the corner.
Japanese fried chicken is great.
0 line for Dippin' Dots, though.
That's because they were sold out.
Maybe. Dirty Dough had no line either.
Dirty Dough is not good. I was about to open one of those.
You were?
Yeah.
You dodged the bullet.
I know.
The one by my house closed.
Yeah.
Crumble by my house is freaking cooking, but the Dirty Dough. So anyways, Holey Performance. Check them out. They are incredible.
HoleyPerformance.com. Use code KOTC.
I'm actually out. Dude, they sent me more bags. I think I was supposed to give you some, but I didn't because I use it every day, and I'm almost out.
Yeah.
So, all right. Questions.
Okay, let's get into questions. Let's see. All right, you ready, Jimmy?
I was born ready.
People want us to get Anna Bright on the pod. Will she come on the pod in California in person?
I doubt it, but I will. Well, she won't even be there. St. Louis doesn't play.
that's right. Okay, well,
So I don't think that she'll be there.
she dodged a bullet.
But we did just release our episode of Alex Crum, and he made a song,
Yeah.
and it's called Anna Bright.
Yes.
And I believe he's releasing it. If he's releasing it Monday, let me look. I'll play it right now because I have it.
Are we going to get copyright?
But if he's not releasing it Monday, then I can't play it because I don't want to spoil it for him. Let's see when it's Monday night. So will this be out by Monday?
Most likely Tuesday.
Should I play it? Should I play a
You
snippet?
can do like 5 seconds, 10 seconds.
Okay, let's play a snippet.
Put it into the microphone.
Okay.
What is this, like SoundCloud?
Yeah, he just sent me the file. Dude's got skills, I'll be honest. Did you see the artwork?
I have not.
Hayden and Gabe on the bench. Yeah. All right, here we go. Wait. We'll just play the very beginning.
Are you ready? Who are you?
Anna
I
Bright.
am the hunter. Let's go! Put me in the ring and I'll compete. I'm so heavy with these hands. I'm too nimble on my feet. I'm too focused. I'm too hungry. I just simply want it more. I feel like G.O.D.
It's giving like the Lonely Island vibes.
Watch me slide to the right, slide to
I mean, okay.
It reminds me of like, what is it, 303 or Lonely Island a little bit.
Venga Boys?
No.
Do you remember the Venga Boys?
Yeah. Boom, boom, boom.
Yeah. I know. It was pretty good, honestly. Like, Alex has got some skills, man.
How much do you think pickleball players will be making in 1 to 5 years?
Well, we know because
Yeah, it's kind of a loaded question in my opinion because I think the top players will continue to make probably even more than they are now. But the mid to lower players,
we talked about this new pay structure, and essentially the prize pool is still going to be around $30+ million. It's just going to be pay to play, and maybe I will do like a little mini pod breaking it down. But check out our newsletter because we did break it all down in our newsletter. There's been a kind of a fact sheet that has been sent out, and I think player contracts, some have been sent out, some have been signed, I was told. So, yeah, I mean, look, they're guaranteeing that prize money will not go down over the next 3
and
years.
the total amount was 30 million. You said
I believe it's 30 million.
around there, yeah.
28 to 30 million. So
the only thing is within that there are guarantees for certain players.
there are
many
minimum
players.
guarantees, yeah.
And so we don't know how much of that 30 million it'll eat up.
Yeah. So, well, yeah, exactly. I mean, there's certain players that, I mean, it'll be interesting to see how it plays out. But look, I mean, the future's bright. They're not out
If
there.
you're a skilled pickleball player, if you can win, if you can have success.
Yeah, they're not out there cutting salaries right now. They're changing the structure, but they're definitely not cutting the amount. Well, some people should be cut, but
Okay. Can we get some KOTC branded clinics with Jimmy and Tyler?
dude, I would be I'm the worst, but I will show up to them.
We should do like dinners where we can just like have people come.
Well, like I'll show up and entertain, but like we'd have to hire an actual coach.
Who would you hire? Kyle McKenzie?
Yeah, 100%. Kyle McKenzie.
Yeah.
Dude, I have to say this. I shit on some of these MLP teams, which probably gets me fined a lot, but ones that don't put people on their bench and things like that. And just to be clear, Utah did have someone on their bench. I wasn't trying to crap on Utah. But Brooklyn did a massive activation. Mm-hmm. They did a tryout for their minor league team. They flew there, all 6 players. I think Deckel was sick, but he might have been there one day. But they flew all their players to New York. They did a minor league tryout. They did a Lululemon activation that was like packed. They went to Brooklyn and played under the Brooklyn Bridge. And they got their players out in the city and meeting people and creating fans. And honestly, that's the stuff right there. I think that's awesome. So I got to give Brooklyn some credit. I know Adam probably headed all that up. Dude's a witch, so it's a good thing.
Wizard?
Witch or wizard, either one. There's men witches, dude. There's male witches.
Okay.
Have you not ever seen Harry Potter?
I have, but it's
Are they
just
witches
much
or
more
wizards?
common to say most of them are wizards.
Isn't there men witches?
I don't think in Harry Potter.
Have you ever seen Hocus Pocus?
Yes.
That blonde
Halloween time is incredible.
The blonde one's hot. What was her name?
I can't remember.
She's not bad.
The old one?
No, the blonde, the younger one, the youngest. Not Bette Midler.
Okay, this is a good question. Other than rule knowledge, what makes a good referee?
I would say
Onisha?
Onisha's, yeah. I mean, you just have to be Onisha or H or Mark. Yeah, so I would say that or Alan Roman.
What'd you say?
Alan Roman is a good referee. Like, you can't argue that he's a good referee.
I feel like you flip-flop a little bit too much.
No. I think Alan Roman inserted himself in one match, but I actually think he's a good referee.
Alan's good.
Let me just say this. I think that a good referee is one that the best way to describe it is that
they're competent.
They're competent, yes, but they control the match. And what I mean by that is they do not let the players run. They're not involved in the match. You don't hear from them. You don't know who they are.
Yeah, but I wouldn't say that's controlling the match, though.
No. But what I mean by that
has a
is
negative connotation.
But they don't let the players bully them. They don't let the players dictate line calls. They don't let a player walk up to them in the middle of a freaking point and scream at them about a hindrance and then call the hindrance after the fact, even though the rule book states that they were wrong, and then double down and argue.
Yeah. I would agree with all those points. Being competent, knowing the rules, and then also knowing how to handle yourself in certain situations. I mean, at Pro Pickleball, there's so many weird, crazy one-off situations that happen, and knowing how to compose yourself. Also, one other thing that I really admire is humility. There's some refs that are very prideful and they don't ever want to be wrong. But at this last MLP, there was a call and we were arguing it and they went this one way. And then the next day, this ref came up to me and said, "Hey, I apologize. You were actually correct." Yeah. And I appreciate that.
But we know that wasn't Don Stanley.
He wasn't there.
Yeah, of course not.
But I appreciate it when refs can say, "Hey, actually, I was wrong."
Most of the refs are great. I think the majority of them are really good, and they take it very serious, and they should. And they are. I mean, they're reffing a professional sport. I think it's awesome. I also think Courtney Johnson's great.
Yeah, she doesn't do PPAs, just MLP.
No, yeah, but I think Courtney's great. I mean,
what country do you think could host the coolest pickleball event? I'd say Dubai. What are your thoughts?
Dubai. What's the big building?
Burj Khalifa?
Yeah, on top of it?
Yeah.
Would you play pickleball on top of that?
Of course.
Would you be nervous?
No.
Would you have to be bungeed in?
I do the Tom Cruise. I'd climb up to the top.
No, stop.
I would.
Mission Impossible?
Yeah.
What country?
I mean, there's so many. I mean, Rome, the Colosseum, Tokyo.
Oh my gosh, could you imagine pickleball in the Colosseum?
It'd be insane. Tokyo would be incredible.
Tokyo Pickklr is coming.
Yeah.
We're going to be there.
We've got to get there.
We're going to go. We need to go. I want a kimono. Is it called a kimono? That's what it's called, right?
I think so.
When I was growing up, we had Japanese exchange students.
Okay.
And they lived with us.
Wow, you're very cultured.
And
Jimmy.
they brought kimonos.
Jimothy.
And true story, they brought kimonos. And one of them...
Is that why you're racist against me?
No, I freaking love them. But one of them packed up his stuff. It's a true story. Middle of the night, disappeared. Couldn't find him. Called the police. Couldn't find the guy. And he ended up going home. And I was probably 6 or 7.
Like home? Like to his country?
To his country. Like he ended up saying that he wanted to go home. They found him
and
later.
You guys had no idea?
We had no idea. And they found him later.
What kind of hosts were you guys?
Well, listen, you want to know what he said?
What did he say?
He said that I was 6.
Was a bully?
7. I was mean to him. He said that I was mean to him.
Kwang Dong?
And he literally said I was mean. And I don't even remember. Anyways, he pieced out. And they put him in a different host family because the 7-year-old was mean.
Dude.
I don't remember talking to him. We also had one. She was from Italy. Her name was Sylvia.
Now you're just making stuff up.
No, this is true. Sylvia from Italy.
Okay.
And I'm like 12 and she's like 16. And I didn't hate that summer. All right, moving on.
If PPA held a tennis tournament amongst the pros, who would make semis and who would win?
Tennis tournament amongst the pro. Well, I think Sam Query,
No, it has to be Jack Sock right now.
Jack Sock.
Alshon would be very competitive.
No, dude, he's a D3 tennis player.
Bro, he played D1.
He played D1 for a minute.
Then he got
You don't think
kicked off.
Donald Young would smoke Alshon?
Donald Young would be up there too, yeah.
You don't think Query would smoke Alshon?
No, because Query, his best thing was his serve.
I still.
Oh, wait, we're going back to tennis.
Tennis.
I still don't think he would be competitive now.
You think Alshon would beat Query in tennis? Dude, Juan Benitez was 10 times the college player that Alshon was. Hayworth was 10 times the player that Alshon was.
I don't know about 10 times.
Dude, they were top number 1 singles on top 5 teams.
Where was Hayworth at?
Oklahoma State. Juan was at Baylor. I think
Alshon was at top 5 too, top 10.
he was at Virginia, didn't play. Then he went to Division III Chicago.
We'll see about that.
I mean, I think it would be fun,
It'd be great.
but I think that that's where these tennis players would shine, right? Like
How good would Fed do?
Fed, I think Fed would be okay.
He was D2, right?
Yeah, he went to Florida Gulf Coast, I believe.
Yeah.
You remember when Florida Gulf Coast made that big run in the NCAA tournament?
I do. Yeah.
All the dunking with Gaptooth that went to USC, their coach. Anyways, I think that, I just think that those tennis players, even at 40, they would shine. What do you think about this, Tyler? Sacramento. They just announced
Wood
it.
paddle, yeah.
Wood paddle.
I think it's great. It's a little bit interesting they're using that as the main event. I thought it was going to be like a side event, but it's
Yeah.
the main event.
So you're playing wood paddles. Will they provide the paddles?
I think you're supposed to bring your own.
I mean, aren't some people going to make like some freaking maple?
Sure.
They're going to call up freaking Louisville Slugger
Yeah.
and get some maple paddle that has like more pop than anything. What's a tree? Don't they make rubber out of trees? Isn't there a tree that has like a rubber substance?
I don't know. All right. Pine tar?
Pine tar.
Andre returns?
You definitely would need pine tar on the handle,
Okay. Jimmy,
Tyler.
why do you hate Kloss so much?
I don't hate Klaus. I don't hate him. I just think here's the problem with Klaus, okay? Klaus is a caricature, okay? Jim Klaus has made himself into this look, and I respect the hustle, but Jim Klaus, he says controversial things so people read what he writes.
I actually feel like he's toned it down significantly.
He is not. If you go read his latest article, and I do read his stuff, I'll give him credit for that.
Well, he's got you hooked.
No, it's not that he's got me hooked, but it's just that like there's not a lot of pickleball news sources out there. Mm-hmm. And the fact that pickleball.com gives him a platform is wild. But what I'm saying is if you read Klaus's stuff, he says literally he was talking about he's doing a mid-season MLP report card. Mm-hmm. And he's like, as I predicted, just like what I said, of course I was right about this. And it's like, dude, like knock it off. Like that's what's annoying about him.
Well, if he's right, he's right.
But he only points out when he's right. That's what I'm saying. And he's just a blowhard. And honestly, maybe people think the same thing about me. And there's probably people that love Klaus and hate me. And that's fine. But the point is he's just a little bit annoying. And he's a blowhard. And honestly, like he doesn't have to write everything he does and say everything in absolutes. That's the problem with him. Everything is absolutes. There's two ways to do things, right? There's Jim Klaus's way and the wrong way.
Okay.
And I feel sorry for his wife and kids because I'm sure that that's how he is at home because
They're nice. I've met them.
I'm sure they're really nice.
Anything else you'd like to add?
No, I don't.
Are you still salty he's a better GM than you?
No, he was never a GM.
He
doesn't even have a team.
he drafted a better team.
He didn't even draft that team. Caitlin Kerr did. And again, he's a misogynist. And so he tries to take credit away from a female in a high position.
That's a bold claim, Jimmy Miller.
So all I'm saying is that he never, and if he was so good at his job, why isn't he drafting on a team? Why isn't he a GM right now?
People can't afford him.
You know how much he got paid to help Vegas?
I do know.
And it wasn't a lot. It was a couple coupons to Denny's Grand Slam.
Okay, last question. Blaine Hovenier. How does he have so much energy? I love him.
I love Blaine. I think Blaine Hovenier is good for pickleball.
He's great. And he is a great example of somebody that can have extremely positive energy and still be not a jerk.
He might be the biggest Asian. He might be the Yao Ming. He's taller than Augie.
Yeah. He's 6'1", maybe 6'2".
Blaine?
Yeah.
I feel like he's taller than that.
No,
You
he's
think?
6'1", 6'2".
You think? I'm gonna Google it.
Does it have it listed on Duper? Their height?
I don't think so, but I bet we can find it. 6'4".
No, he's not.
UCLA men's tennis. He's listed at 6'4".
They inflate that by 4 inches.
No way. Oh my, he is. Why isn't he in the top 20?
He's not 6'4".
6'4". He played with Roscoe. You knew that, right?
Yes.
How tall is Roscoe?
Roscoe's, I would say 6'4".
6'5", according to this.
He's not 6'5". I'm telling you, that stuff is inflated. You know that. Everyone knows that.
Well, I think it's inflated, but it's not inflated by 4 inches.
Okay, but all right, so he's 6'2".
No, I think he's probably 6. I bet he's a legit 6'3". I think Blaine's tall, dude. All right. Anyways, it doesn't matter. But yeah, he has good energy. He's positive right here, right now. He's a great teammate. Yeah, love that guy.
Do you know what he says? So he says right here, right now. Mm-hmm. And then do you know the other thing he says?
I do not.
So I thought he was saying dial, like dial in, lock in. Mm-hmm. But somebody told me he was saying like, it's an Asian word. It's like, come on. It's like jai-ho, jai-o or something like that. And so I didn't know what it was at first. I thought it was dial, like dial, lock in. But then somebody said it was jai-o.
Who was a better college tennis player, Blaine or Roscoe?
So from what I've heard, Roscoe got injured, and so he didn't even play much. And then I think Blaine actually transferred to a different school.
I think he went to SMU.
Yeah, SMU, yeah.
Isn't that where the Johnsons were? But they're older than Blaine, probably, right?
I'm not sure. I know the Johnsons played pro doubles.
So looks like Blaine was a 3-star.
Okay.
Roscoe was like the number 1 recruit in the country.
So he was a blue chip then?
Blue chip. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Who else was a blue chip?
I bet Alshon was. I bet maybe James Ignatowicz.
I don't think. I don't know. Maybe.
He played at Vandy, right?
Yeah. Roscoe was number 4 player in the country.
Wow.
In high school. Is that pretty good?
Yes. Yeah, it's very good.
So we see what. I'm just curious now that you say this. Let's see Christian Alshon. Because he did go to UVA.
UVA is good.
He did very good, obviously, University of Chicago, but they were a D3 school. Let's see. It doesn't say. If you Google Christian Alshon, it literally says, first thing that comes up, Christian Alshon with another idiotic tennis take. All right. Dude, I think he was scrubbed from UVA because there were some issues there. Did you know that?
I don't think he was scrubbed, but...
No, he like, yeah, he doesn't, I don't know.
Okay, if you made it this far, please do us a big favor. Hit that like and subscribe button. It helps this channel grow and reach a new audience. And, we're super excited for this week. Lots of pickleball. The next few weeks, actually, should be pretty packed with pickleball. If you're interested in receiving a personalized message for you or a friend, reach out to us on CAMEO, and we will fulfill your request.
Yes. Christian was 7.
Huh?
He was number 7.
On what? UVA?
Number 7 player in the country.
Oh, yeah. That's very good.
Yeah. Blue chip, 5-star.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think I was a 4-star.
That's pretty good.
I think.
Should we look? Should we Google it?
I don't know if they had it back then.
Let's see. Were you higher or lower than Spencer Smith?
Spencer was probably a 5-star.
Here's Tyler Loong right here. 4-star. 4-star recruit.
I was good in the juniors and then college.
Number 64 in the country. Number 3 in Utah.
I was number 1 in Utah.
Over Spencer?
Well, Spencer was older than me, so when he graduated.
Oh.
Yeah.
So we see who the top 3 were?
Yeah. Who are they?
I don't know. I don't know if it'll work. I have to log in. I don't know.
All right. Thank you for following along. We'll see you guys next time.